Here's the great thing about online and giving your kids some rule of the road. I mean, we didn't grow up with the internet, most of us, at home, so we're trying to think these rules that we were taught, how do I use them for the internet? And guess what? The old school rules, they still apply. So that don't talk to strangers rule, it applies online. But what parents have to realize is it doesn't mean the same thing. I'll give you an example. When I teach a new group of kids an internet safety class, they'll all raise their hand and say, I'm not allowed to talk to strangers. I'll say, how about online? I'm not allowed to talk to strangers, I don't do it online. And I'll walk through a simple exercise with them and I'll say, well, how about if I'm friends with somebody on Facebook, you've met me, if my friend on Facebook friends you, will you accept it even though you've never met them? And they say, sure, because I know you and I trust your judgment. And I say, kids, that person's a stranger. And they say, well, you know them, they're not a stranger. And I said, well, even better, what if actually I've never met them either? A friend of mine was friends with them and they sent me a friend request. And we play the example out in class and the kids suddenly realize, I'm talking to strangers online. But it gets worse, because I'll say, hey kids, when you go home tonight, unfriend those people you've never met. And they say, I'm not sure about that. Couldn't that be cyberbullying? Because I'm unfriending somebody? And I go, no, you can't cyberbully somebody you don't know. You're just unfriending them, not making fun of them, not calling them names. So parents need to understand that old school rule still applies, but it means something different to kids today. So you need to walk through with them what not talking to strangers really means. The second piece is, I always say the grandmom rule. So if you wouldn't want your grandmom to see you doing something, don't do it. Same thing online. If grandmom would be appalled to see that video, that picture, that mean thing you're getting ready to say, don't do it. And then the last old school rule that still applies is don't take candy from strangers. On the internet, there's constant pop-ups asking for your name, asking for information, promising you could win an iPad, promising you're going to be in some contest. It all sounds great, but these are strangers trying to trick you out of information by offering you candy. So that rule still applies online. 3 easy rules to explain. Make sure you also give scenarios with those rules to your kids, and they'll get it and they'll follow it.